to the countdown. We are now at number 7. Who will be number 7 as we count down to the greatest player in NBA history? In my opinion, of course. Number 7 had a huge influence on my life as a player. I learned a lot from watching him play. Uh, and that is the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant. Bean! As I like to call him. The Black Mamba himself comes in at 7, and the reason why I put him above Shaq simply is because he has 5 championship rings, and he was the second coming of Michael Jordan. Not as good as Michael Jordan, but he was the second coming of Michael Jordan. This guy was here. Listen to this stuff here. 5-time champion, 2 times Finals MVP, a regular season MVP. As we can say, a lot of the great players could have easily won more. 2-time scoring champ, 12-time All-Defensive Team selections. Kobe Bryant, 18 times All-Star, 20-year career with the Los Angeles Lakers. Listen, man, when Kobe Bryant was a young player with the Lakers wearing the afro and the armband, I used to have the armband on my arm as a kid thinking that I was Kobe. His footwork was impeccable, man. It was remarkable. He was one of the more ferocious, fearless competitors we've ever seen in this game. He was so driven to get Shaq out of LA so he can prove to himself and Laker Nation, I can do this. And he did. By not only having that, yeah, they got the three-peat with Shaq, which I just said in the last video how dominant he was in those 3 finals, and everybody thinks, well, Shaq did it alone. Kobe Bryant had got better each year in those finals, in those finals years, but he was not the key guy to them winning those championships. So what does he do? 2009, 2010, he, Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, they have back-to-back championships for the Lakers nation, and that I think was a huge accomplishment for himself, because he can look back and say, I did that shit without Shaq. And as a competitor, I bet that's what's brewing in him, man. I did that shit without him. The dude y'all said I couldn't do it without. Listen, man. Selfishly, I would have loved to see them, man, but to see him get that revenge against the the Celtics, who beat them in the finals, and then dominate the Orlando Magic, which Orlando had a great season that year. They just, Kobe and the Lakers just too much for them that year. Kobe Bryant is how can you explain Kobe Bryant? Straight out of high school, traded. Jerry West fleeced the Charlotte Hornets for him, by the way, and as he struggled coming up. I remember those playoff series against the Jazz early year, Kobe, and you didn't know, right? You didn't know, but you could tell that man, he was driven to become the best. He was driven to be better than Michael Jordan at that time, and he proved to everybody, like, look, I am that dude. And he, over and over again, he was just a special talent. The Black Mamba thing, everybody's taking over the Black Mamba. Every single body has taken on the Black Mamba thing. And we all know the 81 points he put on the Toronto Raptors. Most don't know that was a triple-double game, by the way, too. So not only did he score 81 points, he also had a triple-double in that game. Jalen Rose. Special talent. And in his final game as a player, how can he top anything else? 60 points in a packed arena for his final regular season game against the Utah Jazz. That's just stuff that legends do. You know, when you tell that tale to your great great grandchildren, they're not gonna believe you. He ain't scored 60 points. And oh, Kobe, that year there was no way in hell you could have told me he could have scored 60 points in any game. He was just not Kobe no more. And that happens to a lot of greats. They tend to stay longer than they should. But he put on a show that last game, 60 points, and it was just something special to remember, and a remarkable game. But I don't have to. I can go in my closet and show you guys. I have Kobe Bryant jerseys. I was a huge fan of Kobe Bryant. Again, I have his book right here with me right now. Um, Tragically, we lost Kobe Bryant in 2020 in that helicopter crash. I remember waking up. I literally woke out of my sleep, just a normal day, and first thing I seen on my phone was that, and I just broke into tears, man. Still can't believe him and his daughter Gianna, the other families that was on that helicopter. My condolences to everybody, but my number 7 player of all time. The Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.